Hi, I'm Angela R. Lewis. Thank you so much for watching this video and for coming to my channel. On this channel, we talk about all things learning, growing, and giving. I played Division I basketball, played professional basketball, coached at a number of different places, and have worked in a number of different roles. Currently, I'm the head of operations at Speaker Hub, and the one thing that's been consistent with all of the places that I've been and the work that I've done is mentoring. So this channel is all about mentoring and how we can use our experiences to help other people learn, grow, and give. Today, I want to talk about a conversation I had with some elementary school basketball players. I was asked to speak to a group of elementary school basketball players that were in fourth and fifth grade, and we were standing at center court. And after we had this great discussion about teamwork, I asked if anyone had questions. One little boy raised his hand and he said, who was your first coach and who were your first teammates? And my heart just melted. It was such a pure, beautiful question that no one has ever asked me. And so today I want to talk about what happened on my first team and the lessons I learned from that experience and how that can help you. So there were three big things that occurred with that first team. First, it was the environment that I was in. Second, I was exposed to life beyond where I grew up. And third, I got evidence that I could actually play college basketball. First, let's talk about environment. Those who know me well know I am not naturally competitive at all. I was 6'1" at 12 years old. I have been 6'1" since 12 years old. And so people expected me to be tough and competitive, but I was not. I went to play on this team, and these girls were super competitive. They were already winners. They had already won state championships, they had already won their leagues. They were already winners. And back then, I didn't understand how important it is to be in an environment with winners, with people who are competitive, who actually understand what it takes to excel. The very first practice that I went to, I watched these girls go like between the legs, behind the back, throw no look passes. They had been playing much longer than I had, and I wasn't good at all. And sometimes we can be intimidated when we go into an environment where we're new and it's something we haven't done before. But don't let that discourage you from actually trying, because the truth is, everyone who does something new starts from the position of not knowing how to do it. So it's okay to not know. But if you don't know, it's okay to say you don't know, but just be willing to work to get better. And so in this environment, I was pushed to get better. In addition, at home, I grew up with brothers who pushed me to be better and be tougher and be competitive. Competitiveness is learned. Some people get it innately, but I was not the one. I actually wanted to be a fly girl on In Living Color. For those of you who are my age or around my age, you know about being a fly girl and how cool that was. I just wanted to like dance in the show, but that was not in my cards. And basketball was, but I'm grateful for my first team that was full of competitive girls. And our coach was incredibly competitive as well. And so the environment matters. So find yourself an environment that's better than where you are now that will help you get there. And don't worry. Don't worry about missing shots. Don't worry about not knowing how to do it because you can learn. So the first thing that was amazing about my team was they were competitive, and I was in an environment that helps me grow and develop into that person. The second thing that happened with my first team is we won our state AAU championships for 12 and under, and that took us to the national championship. The national championship was in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Growing up, my family only traveled to two places. We went to Memphis, Tennessee, and Mound Bayou, Mississippi. All of our family was either in St. Louis, where I'm from, Memphis, Tennessee, or Mount Bayou, Mississippi. Those are the only places we went. And it wasn't until I started playing basketball on this team that we went to other places. And Oklahoma City was the first other place that I remember going outside of the state of Missouri. And during the opening ceremonies, walking into the arena, I remember looking in the parking lot and just seeing license plates from other places. I, I saw California and Utah and New Mexico and Texas, and I'd never seen these license plates before. So I knew that the world was bigger than St. Louis, Missouri, Memphis, Tennessee, and Mount Bayou, Mississippi. That experience led to me playing professionally in Germany, led to me doing basketball clinics in Manizales, Colombia, and being willing to explore and see what other places and ways that basketball and sports can connect me to the world. So if you are in an environment where you feel kind of stuck, or you're in an environment where you know that there's something more, find a group or a club or a way to get outside of your hometown and see what else is out there. You will be surprised that there will be other people like you. For me, it was basketball. Maybe for you, it's music. Maybe you actually will be a fly girl and dance, and maybe it's dance. Maybe it's just traveling in general, but find a community of people who will help you get the exposure to other places and things, because it will change your life and the lives of everyone that knows you. So the environment was competitive. I got exposure to life outside of my hometown. And the third thing that was incredibly powerful was that there was evidence that I could play Division I basketball. The summer going into my 8th grade year, I got my first Division I college recruiting letter. No. I got my first college recruiting letter. And it happened to be a Division I school. It was the University of Memphis. And I had family in Memphis, as I mentioned. And so I was blown away that now there was a possibility of me playing college ball. I never got into basketball to play college ball. As I mentioned in my first video, I just played because I was an awkward, tall kid. I wanted to fit in. A coach saw me. He said, "Hey, do you want to play on the team?" And I said, yes. But getting that evidence in that college recruiting letter really forced me to work harder, because there's a big difference between the college game and the high school game, and of course, middle school. And this was a time when the University of Tennessee games were being aired on TV. This was like a very new era in women's basketball, and I adored Chamique Holdsclaw, Tamika Catchings, Tamika Randall. They were incredible. And so I could see myself in them for the first time. There was evidence that I could possibly play at the next level just by getting that college recruiting letter. So when you put in the work for something, there are going to be opportunities that are going to come that you can't even foresee. And people are going to be watching that you don't even know are watching. I had no idea that I was on their radar. I had no idea that colleges and universities would start recruiting me. No one in my immediate family had gone through that process before. And so I can talk about the recruiting process in later videos, but the point is, if you're in a competitive environment, if you can change your environment, you can get exposure to something other than your hometown. And by doing excellent work and by putting forth sincere effort, you'll begin to see evidence that something bigger is possible for you. And so I'm really grateful to the young man who asked me the question, who was my first coach, and that was Luther Coyle. God rest his soul. He gave so much to the game and so much to us, and really instilled this competitive nature and desire to win. And to my first teammates, who were many, thank you for embracing a newcomer and a newbie to the game and forcing me to step up and be competitive and be a winner. So I'm forever grateful to the Starlights. That's the name of my very first team. I'm forever grateful to the Starlights for what they poured into me and who I was able to become, and making my first experience one that changed the course of my life.